This is the story of Medal of Honor recipient, U.S. Air Force Staff Sergeant William Pitsenbarger. Born in Piqua, Ohio on July 8, 1944, to parents William and Irene Pitsenbarger, William always saw himself serving in the U.S. military. During his junior year in high school, he wanted to drop out and join the Green Berets, but his parents wouldn't allow it. Instead, he graduated and then enlisted in the Air Force with the intention of joining one of their elite Special Forces units as a pararescueman. Pararescuemen, also called PJs, of the U.S. Air Force operate under the command of the Air Force Special Operations Command and the Air Combat Command. They are highly trained operators tasked with recovering and providing life-saving medical care to injured personnel in combat, often behind enemy lines, as well as during humanitarian operations. Knowing this, William knew exactly where he wanted to serve. He received specialized training at the U.S. Army Airborne School, the U.S. Navy Dive School, and also participated in survival, jungle, and rescue medical courses. He later completed Air Force rescue, air crash rescue, and firefighting training. William was first stationed at Hamilton Air Force Base in California as a member of the rescue squadron. He was first sent to Vietnam on a temporary duty assignment, but soon after returning to California, he volunteered to go back. He was granted a change of station and was sent to Bien Hoa Air Base in South Vietnam, near Saigon, in August of 1965. While there, he was involved in hundreds of missions, providing extraction and medical support to injured soldiers during countless firefights. On March 7, 1966, a South Vietnamese soldier was seriously injured by a landmine while trying to put out a grass fire. The soldier couldn't walk and was surrounded by unexploded mines. William volunteered to be lowered from the HH-43F Husky helicopter to rescue the man using a metal cable called a jungle penetrator. Even though he knew he had little room to maneuver when he reached the ground, he chose to descend directly into the burning minefield to save the soldier. Thanks to his selfless act, the soldier received the medical care he needed. William was awarded the Airman's Medal, given only to Air Force personnel who show heroism and voluntarily risk their lives outside of combat. On April 11, 1966, during Operation Abilene, U.S. Army elements of the 1st Infantry Division were sent to lure out and destroy Viet Cong forces in the area. The mission didn't go as planned, and the fighting was far fiercer than expected. The 134 American soldiers were surrounded by at least 400-500 enemy troops. The Viet Cong followed sniper fire with mortar and machine gun attacks. The enemy was so close that U.S. troops even suffered friendly fire casualties from artillery support called in dangerously close to their positions. Army helicopters couldn't reach the wounded due to dense jungle cover, so they reached out to William's unit, the 38th Aerospace Rescue and Recovery Squadron. William boarded one of 2 Huskies dispatched to the battle, approximately 40 miles east of Saigon. There were reports of countless casualties needing evacuation. The helicopters lowered their litters and watched as the ground troops struggled to load the wounded while still under heavy enemy fire. Seeing enough of this, William told his pilot he was going in. He descended with his rifle and medical kit. Having taken part in around 300 rescue missions in Vietnam, it was no surprise that he quickly organized and coordinated rescue efforts, treated the wounded, and prepared them for evacuation. Thanks to him, everything ran smoothly and orderly. William selflessly refused a spot on departing helicopters so that one more injured soldier could be evacuated each time. He stayed behind to treat the wounded brought to him. and on multiple occasions crossed the American line to retrieve injured men, weapons, and ammunition, which he distributed to those still fighting. These acts of courage led to him being wounded twice, but he didn't stop. The fighting continued through the night. When morning came, William was found, killed by sniper fire sometime during the battle. He was discovered still holding his rifle in one hand and his medical kit in the other. William was credited with directly saving the lives of 9 soldiers who were evacuated, not including the many others he treated on the ground. Of the original 134 men of Charlie Company, 106 were killed or wounded. On September 22nd, his parents were presented with the Air Force Cross for his heroic actions. Reports suggest that the original recommendation for the Medal of Honor was denied to prevent reports of a friendly fire incident from becoming public. After decades of lobbying, especially by the men of the 1st Infantry Division, the U.S. Air Force finally honored him with the Medal of Honor on December 8, 2000. Hundreds of pararescuemen and many of the men who witnessed his bravery attended the ceremony, where his father William and wife Alice accepted the award in his honor. He was also posthumously promoted to the rank of Staff Sergeant. There are countless resources that tell SGT Pitsenbarger's story, and the 2020 film The Last Full Measure shares the powerful journey to honor him with the Medal of Honor. Thank you for listening, and if you enjoyed this story, please consider following, rating, and sharing this episode. Join us next week when we'll tell the story of another true American hero.